Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today I'm gonna continue this little project with this TerraMaster, and this is the F8 SSD, which means that it's a NAS server which has room for 8 NVMe SSDs. I only have one in it right now. Then I have some RAM. I upgraded this to 32 gigabytes. It came with 16, but it took 32 gigabytes. And I want to install ProMoxa on it. Actually, I have already installed ProMoxa on it. I have installed ProMoxa on this one, the NVMe drive that is in there. But I really want to separate the operating system from the data. So I would like to have the operating system running on something else than the 8 NVMe slots in here. There's no really good reason for it, except I like that way in my head. So if I want to do something else, or the operating system is separated from the data. And I have been preparing that, and as you might have seen in previous videos, there is a little USB connection down here where the TOS, the TerraMaster operating system, was sitting when I got this. I still have it. I haven't ruined it or anything, so at any point I could just put it back in and it would be just fine. But I want to have the operating system running from that USB down there, and not just any USB. I wanted it to run from a okay, I only have the plastic here, but this is an SSD USB, which means that it's actually an SSD, but with a USB connection on it. So it's not a regular, well, the thing is here, I've dismantled it because it was very big. So it looks like a regular USB key, but it's actually an SSD that is just using the USB connection, which means that it's a lot quicker than the regular USB, and it has a lot more read-write cycles, blah blah blah, something. It should be better. I ran into the issue though that putting it in the slot here makes the box quite not usable. So I got some stuff for that. So let's go to my little makeshift table here and see what I've come up with. So I did just show you the issue, and taking it out of the plastic helped quite a bit because the plastic was, well, even bigger. So I saved some space there, but it's still not good there. And I have said this, I could have probably soldered some wires on that and have it hanging somewhere, but I did read the comments and someone suggested that I should get some of these. It's a USB 90 degrees bends. So I have 2 of them. It was quite difficult to figure out which to get, because this could go this way, it could go that way, and if it goes this way, the stick could go in both directions on top here. So yeah, I have actually 2 options here. I can take the USB SSD out of here, and we can put it in here. This one is also USB 3, I believe. It says 10 gigabits per second on top of it, so I think that's USB 3. The other one does not say anything, so I'm a bit more iffy about that. Oh, sorry, it does. It says USB 3.2 10 gigabits, so both good. So this way, this thing goes in here like that. I quite like that, so I purchased that so that it could go this way. I have had it in, and it was very difficult to get back out, so we're not going to do that right away. But I do lean towards this solution because, well, we'll see the other one. The other one is easier to get out again, but the other one is a little bit too high. So that brings the USB SSD over the heatsink here, there. and that is perfectly fine as well. There is a bit less than a centimeter, but it's good. It's very stable there. It's not gonna touch anything. But this piece of plastic here is a little bit too high. Nothing that I don't think a good angle grinder couldn't adjust in no time. I think it's just a bit of plastic that is there for something. But when we have the other solution, I think that will do it just as well, and I don't have to do anything. So yeah, these were only a few dollars. I'll be sure to leave them in the links in the description. Affiliate links. I'll make a fortune if you buy these for a few dollars, for sure. It were quite difficult to find the right ones. I was also suggested a bit of wire and stuff, and yeah, that would have worked as well. But I think you will admit it, this is a very nice solution. So now we can take our little SSD, pop it in there, and it's in. And we have our boot drive in the TerraMaster F8 SSD. So now it has 9 SSDs in there, 1 boot USB SSD and 8 NVMe SSDs. So that part is good. I'm gonna take this one out, and then I'm gonna reinstall ProMoxa on it, on this one, and hopefully that will work just fine. So yeah, other thing that I wanted, let's I'll just for the show, we'll just put it back in here. There, so we have the back here. I wanted to install this like my 24/7 server, like extreme low power. This has a very powerful CPU in there. It's the Intel's N305, and it benchmarks just about 10,000 in pass mark. So that's pretty good. I use my 24/7 server as a router as well, which means that I have a network connection coming in with the internet connection, and then I have a virtual router inside that routes it and then brings it out on a network connection. And this box only has one network connection. It's a very nice 10 gigabit network connection, so good thing there. So I thought, when I purchased these connections, I thought I will get myself a little USB hub that has a network connection, and these are widely available, and they have network connection and all sorts of other stuff like card readers and other USB. And in the heat of the thing, I picked one without the network connection. So this one has an extra screen connection, it has card readers, and well, the price was very attractive, and that was why I got it. But yeah, I messed up. I purchased one that didn't have the network connection that I actually needed. Later, a company asked me to do a review of one of their products, and they wanted me to review a router, and I wouldn't do that router, but they had one of these with a network connection, and yeah, it was only like $30 or something, but well, they wanted me to review the router and not the USB hub, so I had to go out and purchase myself a network connection for it. So I got this one from my local hardware pusher, and this one is it's a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet adapter that goes into a USB-C connector. So we're gonna see USB-C. We're gonna see if we can get that up and running. So, and come on. I don't think I'm gonna need more connections on this, but if I really wanted to, I could put this in and put that one into this one, and kind of daisy chain, but it becomes really dodgy. So if I was gonna use this as a computer, I would like the SD card reader, because my camera that we are recording on, it records on SD cards. So I would have used this one to use with the SD card. So, but as we are gonna try and use this as a server, we're gonna do something like that instead. So, and then we have like a network connection for for the internet. I actually only have a 1 gigabit internet connection, so I didn't need to get a 2.5 gigabit network adapter, but I thought this is more future proof. So if I at a later point want to run something faster, plus if you get a 1 gigabit network adapter, there's a way bigger chance that it doesn't actually go all the way to 1 gigabit, but does a little bit less. So I thought if I get a 2.5 gigabit, it should be able to do 1 gigabit, right? So yeah, it was a bit expensive. I think it was about $45 euros, thereabout. So thank you very much to my patrons for that one. So to not mess up my installation of ProMoxa, we're gonna temporarily remove that, and we're gonna put it back in the box, and then we're gonna go and try and install ProMoxa on it again. Okay, I have connected the cable to it, and I have ProMoxa on a USB key right here. I have a USB hub. I could probably use the other. No, I need that. I need the USB-C connection for the network card. I want the ProMoxa to find the network card when it's installing. So I thought it would be a good idea to put that in while installing it. So yeah, keyboard, mouse, USB key into one connection back there. So that works. I got this idea from when I was installing this, and I was using this one. I was installing server 2025 on this, and server 2025 did not find the network card in this. So I got one of these, but this one is only a 100 megabits USB 2. So it would be a very bad choice for my 1 gigabit internet connection to only have a 100 megabit network adapter. Doesn't really, yeah, it just says fast Ethernet adapter. Fast is not fast enough. So I have already ProMoxa here. I'm just gonna press install with the graphical thing, and hopefully we're gonna be able to see some ProMoxa in no time. It does some networking thing. It found some networking stuff. It's got an IP number. So that's a plus. And we need to approve this, or agree with it. And we get the choice of where we want to install this. And it sees our SSD right there. I forgot to say that, it's a 500 gigabyte SSD USB thingy that is sitting there, so it sees that. It's perfectly fine. That's awesome. So we'll go next on that. That was kind of what we needed to see. I'll install the rest of it. You don't have to hang around for that. I'm just putting in the IP number and the host name thingy. And over here, it actually sees 2 network adapters, and this one, the bottom one that we are not selecting, is actually this one. Focus. You can kind of see the MAC address there. It starts with A0CE, and that is also what it says over here. So it does already see the other network card doing the installation, so that is awesome. There we go. It installed ProMoxa, no issues whatsoever. So I picked IP number 200. Hopefully that's something that I can remember when I need to go and do stuff. So now I'm gonna go and mount it in the data center. Yeah, slight change of plans. I just mounted the 2 NVMe drives before I put it out there. I see that the elastic bands in there aren't too great. They don't last very long. So I have an elastic band up there that has broken. It's not the one that I just showed, but I thought I'd clean it up from the table in there, and I thought, well, that was the one that broke when I just put this in. But I guess it has broken since I put it in, so yeah, that's not fantastic. We need some better elastic bands.
It's been about 5 minutes since I disconnected the box and its power supply, and the LED is still on. I hope that means that it's very power efficient. That's really weird. Usually that LED goes out kind of immediately or a few seconds afterward. Well, this is 5 minutes after.
So out here in the data center, I have the good old IBM X3650 Model 1s, and these has room for 2 Xeon processors, and those are the Xeon 5400 series of CPUs. And these servers, well, they can take 2 of them, and if you put in the most powerful CPUs that you can get for this server, the best ones, each of them is about as fast as this one then, and uses like at least 10-20 times the power as this one. It does take a little bit more RAM. You can put in 48 gigabytes of memory in this one, and as of now I only have 32 in this one. And these servers are from like 2007, and yeah, so we are replacing one of those with one of these, and getting quite the power efficiency. Further down we have the newer Model 2. The Model 2 was able to take 6-core processors, so it was able, well, if you put the best processors in one of these, it is able to beat this one. Both this only has 8 cores, which is kind of the same as this one up here, or these up here. But as said, these could take 6-core processors, and they also took processors with hyperthreading, so you could get 24 virtual cores on this. So yeah, that's a bit fun that this box will replace one of those servers. So further down I have my 24/7 server, which is the one that I want to try and replace for now. This is an effort to try and save a lot of power. I'll use it again for sure, and we're not going to do it in this video. This is something that I need to work on for a little bit longer. I need a flashlight as well. It's kind of dark back here. So I have put the TerraMaster NAS up here. I have connected the network connections to it. Borrowed the IMM network connection from my server to put in here, and this one goes up to my secondary internet connection. So I'll be able to set up pfSense and route the network out and test that out. And it goes up to my 10 gigabit switch up here, which is still powered, which also uses a lot of power. So I only have like 3 things running out here. I have the switch, I have my Synology NAS, now I have the TerraMaster NAS, and well, the 4th thing is my 24/7 server. So, well, I'm installing the 4th thing out here to be able to turn this one off. And I forgot to turn this on. There we are. So it's very cold in the data center. I don't have enough equipment running out here. Oh, this is on. So let's go see if we get anything going for us. Yeah, okay, this is unexpected. We are out of the data center again, and I have this taken apart again. I put in the 2 NVMe drives and put it back in the data center, and nothing worked. I couldn't figure out, well, it didn't pop up on the IP number that it needed to be on, so I couldn't reach it, so I needed to go and get it. And back in here, when I turned it on, it would, oh, I can show you. We'll just turn it on. And it starts booting. There, we'll just enter. And it doesn't get any further than this. It loads the loading initialize RAM drive, and it sits there forever and ever. Can you see that at all? There, it just sits there and does nothing. So I've been messing with it. We'll just turn it off again. There, and what I found is that if I remove this NVMe drive, oh, I didn't get it. Just take that out. It used to be up here. I thought maybe it's slot number 1. Doesn't work in slot number 1. So take that out. And boot. And it usually works pretty well here. Let's see. There, it continues, and it boots the ProMoxa server in absolutely no time. So, and yeah, so I have something on that drive that ProMoxa doesn't like, or the drive is, I don't know. So I'm gonna be messing a little bit with it. Okay, it's the next day, and this thing is really messing with me. I just turn it on and it just dies there, loading, initializing RAM drive. I have found that if I turn it off and on a few times, sometimes I'm lucky and I get it. And I don't get it. It might take a few times. Okay, I'm trying all sorts of things. Now I have had the box apart and I've moved one of the NVMe sticks to the other side of the board. So now there's an NVMe stick in port number 2 and port number 5. And then I wanted to try and reinstall ProMoxa just to see if that would do anything good for me. I also tried to put the 16 gigabyte block back in, and for a second there that seemed to do wonders, but then it didn't. And now we can remove the USB stick there, and it should reboot into ProMoxa. Hopefully everything works. Cross your fingers. Go gadget. It was the installation I removed, and we are apparently, oh, I was just gonna say that it wasn't working, but I guess we're getting a second, something is failing. Oh, that's because there's something on the drives. So it booted. That's a big success ish. It needs to boot more than once, but I'm gonna go to the computer and check out those drives, and then we're gonna try that again. Okay, I've made the NVMe drives into 2 single diskins using ZFS. Not really necessary, but we're just gonna be trying something. The main deal is, will the ProMoxa server be able to start up again if I shut it down? So shut down. A server that doesn't come up when you reboot it is not very good. Yeah, the server is, oh, it has already shut down. So we're gonna start it up again. Okay, cross your fingers that it just works. And we shouldn't have to touch anything. If you have to do a whole lot of stuff, it's not reliable. Yeah, this is promising. Let's see, we shouldn't get any errors. Now that the drive has been configured. We didn't get any errors. Awesome. I'll test this a few times. Okay, I moved it to the data center and it booted out there. It did not go without a glitch. I connected the 10 gigabit Ethernet connection directly into the switch out there. This switch over here, I had it in that connection there, and it did not work. And then I connected it to a SFP converter thing that goes over to 10 gigabit copper, and then it worked. And that took me quite a bit of time to figure that out. So that was kind of irritating, I must admit. So I think I'll end it here. This video has been annoying to make. I thought I had everything figured out, and then the box just kept teasing me and didn't do as I expected. But when I moved the NVMe, one of the NVMe's, over to the other side of the board, it seemed to have solved some sort of a problem, and now it works every time. So that's kind of weird. I would have liked a better explanation of that, of why it suddenly worked, but well, I think we'll just have to take this win and not bother with it anymore. So if you could remember to give this video a like, we did get something up and running, and even, well, the network card worked out great. I haven't tested it. It's in there. I see it in ProMoxa. It's available. I haven't tested the 2.5 gig. I'm not gonna test that either. I'm just gonna run with 1 gigabit. Only got that so that it was more future proof. And the bendy, the 90 degrees bend for the USB thing worked out flawlessly. It was awesome. No problem whatsoever with that thing. It has all been the NVMe's that has been messing with me. So please give me a like on that one. And thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again. And have a really nice day. Bye bye.